Hi, today we are going to talk about cones and spheres and how to find the volume of those. Cones are three-dimensional shapes that have a circular base, and then opposite of that circular base is a vertex. And spheres are three-dimensional shapes whose surface consists of all the points that are given distance from the center of the shape. What sphere is, it's just a ball. Every ball is a sphere. To find the volume of cone, we use the formula V equal, or volume equal 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. If we look at this part of the formula here, that is actually volume of the cylinder. And there is only 1/3 in addition to the rest of that part of the formula. And why is that? Because if we take a cylinder and the cone of the same circular base, the same circle at the bottom of both, and if they have the same height, if you fill this cone with water and empty it into the cylinder, exactly 3 of these cones will fit into the cylinder. And actually that's where this 1/3 comes from, because 1/3 of any cylinder of the same height and the same area of the base would be equal to the cone, the volume of the cone. For the volume of a sphere, we have volume equal 4/3 times pi times radius to the 3rd power. And this formula also is coming from the relation between sphere and a cylinder. Now let's look at the example and how to find the volume of each one of those shapes. So let's look at first at the sphere. So we want to find the volume of the sphere that has a radius of 3 feet. Now the formula from above we know is volume equal 4/3 times pi times radius to the 3rd power, which means radius times radius times radius. And if we substitute in 3.14 for pi, and for radius we substitute 3, and then we put all of that into the calculator, we can find the volume of that sphere. Now, how to put it into the calculator? 4/3 we can simply put as 4 divided by 3, and then times 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 3. And we have 113.04. So the volume of this sphere is approximately 113.04 feet cubed. Now for the cone, we know the formula for the cone is 1/3 times pi times radius squared, so that's times radius, and then times the height of the cone. So here we are. Substitute in 3.14 for pi, and now we need radius. Now the distance across the whole circle, which is diameter, is 8 millimeters. To find radius, we take 8 millimeters and divide by 2, which will give us 4 millimeters of radius. So we put in times 4, another 4, and now we need how tall the cone is, which is 10. And again, into the calculator, for 1/3 we can put 1 divided by 3, and then we multiply by 3.14 times 4 times 4, and then times 10. And we have a volume to be approximately 167 point, and we have 4, and then 6 is repeating, we can round it to 47 millimeters cubed.